Hello everyone, it's Natsu here again for another Hytale news video. In today's video, as seen in our last video, we are approaching the last week of March, and guess what? Hytale treated us with not one, but two blog posts. The first one we will be focusing on today, which is the March Progress Update blog post. The Hytale team has treated us with a very pleasant surprise, giving us information on a new biome, some new AI interaction, and some exciting gameplay. If you'd like to stay updated, you can join our Discord by clicking the link below. Without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Starting, the Hytale team opens up the blog post by saying, "Hi everyone! In this blog post update, we're going to welcome some new developers to the Hypixel Studio team, show off some recent prefabs and points of interest from later in the adventure mode, and show progress that's being made with the Hytale's AI system. Today, we're also releasing a new fan art showcase and refreshing the media page to display the latest Hytale screenshots and clips. First though, a note about the COVID-19 pandemic. We are extremely fortunate to be a team that already works remotely, which means that our day-to-day lives are less affected by the situation than they otherwise would be. However, we are still experiencing a disruption in other ways just like everyone else. We'd like to reassure the community that we're staying safe, working hard on the game, and doing what we can to take care of the people around us. Thank you to everybody who has reached out. We're okay, and we hope that you're doing well too. We too at Hytale News wish you all the best of luck on your health, and please make sure to wash your hands." Following that, the Hytale team welcomes Ted and Greater. Now, we know we went over this in our last video, but now we get to see some possible Hytale creations. This is what the Hytale team had to say. "This month, we welcome two new team members to Hypixel Studios. Timothy Ted Lestrade has joined the Hytale art team as a concept artist and 3D modeler. As part of his application, we asked for a paid art test to see what kinds of designs he can come up with for the game. Take a look." Now, we have seen these two images already, of course, but take a look at these new images from the guys. First, they show up a concept art from Ted. They showcase a possible Chork mace and a Chork club. These look great. Now, you guys are probably wondering about the guy who made 200 unique levels for the Hypixel Minecraft server, right? Well, no need to worry, because the Hytale team shows off one of his private projects. Unfortunately, this means that this specific build will not be in the game, but it does give us a feel for what prefabs we could see from Greater in the future. Next, we move on to the Scorched ruins. This is what the Hytale team had to say. "The world team has been hard at work on new biomes, prefabs, and world generation rules. These new environments come from parts of adventure mode that we've not yet discussed in much detail. As ever, we're mindful of spoilers, so we're only going to be revealing a small amount of what you'll encounter in the latter stages of the game. Today, let's look at some desolate human ruins created by technical artist Rodden. Clearly something went very wrong in these ashen wastelands, but as for exactly what, well, you'll need to discover that for yourself. From this first picture that the team provides, we notice there's an armored player arriving at this scorched village ruin-looking thing. We also see many of the dead-looking plants that surround the houses. Even the skies look very dull and lifeless. However, there are also some difficult things to see when you just look at the image. But focus your attention on the center of the image and we see some sort of floating person or object. Is this a type of ghoul or some type of floating statue? Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. The Hytale team says, "The torches are still burning, but there's nobody around. Maybe this ghost figure is the one continuing to keep the village lit up with light?" Next, the Hytale team shows off an old lonely building built by the technical artist Captain Charles and then runified by Rodden. Wow, what a spooky looking house. What do you guys think could actually be inside it? Away from the home, we take a look at the beautiful looking sky and all of the stars that shine a light upon the land. Truly beautiful. The last image the Hytale team provides us for the Scorched Ruins section of the blog post is an image of what seems to be a similar looking player to the previous pictures, but this time he's holding up a sword. Could this mean that this location could be possibly more deadly than the others? We are not completely sure ourselves, but we know this place can't be too friendly as it has a very dark looking ruin building. Now we move on to the AI additions. We think this section of the blog post is where people seem to find the most interest, so let's see why. The Hytale team starts this section by saying, "Almost a year ago, we revealed how Hytale's modular AI system allows us to create and modify complex behaviors for the variety of creatures that populate Orbis. Over the past couple of months, We've been building out the behavior sets for adventure modes NPCs while expanding the AI system with new functionality. Hytale's Modular AI now includes a utility system, which allows NPCs to determine the value of given behaviors based on any number of circumstances. These values are then used to help the NPCs make decisions, which allows for more dynamic behaviors and, in turn, more surprising interactions for the player to discover. We plan to make extensive use of this utility system in Hytale's Combat AI, as it'll allow NPCs to make smarter choices when selecting attacks. We're not ready to show this off in action just yet, but we can show some new behaviors that make use of Hytale's Modular AI to provide the player with interesting ways to interact with the world. Let's start with a really basic example. In this clip, the player throws out a piece of cheese to draw the attention of a nearby mouse. The Hytale team continues. Ordinarily, mice will flee when the player approaches. In this case, the mouse detects that there's food nearby. While it's eating, it's a lot calmer, which allows the player to approach, but when it's done, it'll flee again. A single piece of cheese can be munched on by multiple mice at the same time. Mice tend to gather around barrels and chests in dungeons, so keep an eye out. They might lead you to some loot. Why is this so important for the game, you ask? Well, if you take that situation into real life, for example, you toss bird food for birds around a busy area, and they'll instantly seem much more calm and be able to be around you. We think this is a great feature, and we can't wait to feed all the little mice in the world of Hytale. But do not worry, you can also use foods to bait other types of creatures as well, including the dangerous fence stalker. The Hytale team continues. When a fence stalker is enjoying a fish, its view radius is halved. Under-equipped or cautious adventurers can use this information to bypass threats when combat isn't a good option. This is particularly useful at night when fence stalkers are most aggressive. If you're crossing a swampy biome in the dark, you may well find a torch more useful than a sword. Fence stalkers will shrink away from a player if they're carrying a torch, simulating the effect that bright light has on these nocturnal hunters. Each of these behaviors is based on separate triggers. The modular AI system uses the time of day to determine fence stalker aggression and initiates this cowering behavior if the creature is confronted with a bright source of light. Taken together, however, they help to flesh out the particular personality of this light-sensitive monster. Not every behavior revolves around the player. Fence stalkers might be dangerous to adventurers, but they're very protective of their friends. In this case, frogs. Fence stalkers love frogs. Hytale's modular AI system lets us establish relationships between creatures of different types, predators and prey, territorial rivals, or in this case, best buds. When a fence stalker encounters a frog, it'll happily jump up and down to mimic its favorite creature. Fence stalkers will also rush to defend any frogs that find themselves in danger. So if you're hunting amphibians, beware. You might just end up picking on somebody your own size. Nice! This is so amazing. We love seeing the relationship between the fence stalker and the frog. How cute! It seems to be a good time to be a frog if you have a fence stalker protecting you at all times in this swampy biomes. But what other creatures will have these specific interactions with other creatures? Let us know down in the comments below what you guys would like to see Hytale add interactions to. The Hytale team continues. Interactions like this help us establish the personality of our world and the inhabitants and give players tricks and traps to discover as they explore. Let's close out with a look at a unique hunting behavior of a creature that you'll encounter in Zone 2, the unassuming cakti. In this clip, we can see the social media manager Budacat rocking his new outfit in the middle of Zone 2, where he looks to be near Scarrick Village. He seems to be wanting to craft some items for himself, but the cakti wants otherwise. In this clip alone, we can notice just how intelligent the AI is. Notice when Budacat is looking away from the cactus, the cakti begins to run towards him, and the moment he looks back, the cakti hides with a stealthy move. Then Budacat goes back to the crafting table and is met by the cakti once again. However, the cakti is so quick and stealthy that Budacat does not even notice what hit him. We cannot wait to jump into the Hytale world and experience this for ourselves. Anyways, the Hytale team concludes this blog by saying, "We hope you've enjoyed this glimpse at some of the things we've been working on lately. While you're here, be sure to check out our latest fan art showcase to see some of the incredible art that the Hytale community has produced over the last couple of months. Best regards and stay safe." We too remind you all to be safe and stay in your homes and enjoy some Hytale content. And that's all we've got for you guys today. If you'd like to support all things Hytale, we have a Twitter where we post almost weekly topics to discuss upon. If you're feeling extra generous, you can help the team buy an extra cup of coffee through supporting us by becoming a YouTube member. You can click the big blue join button and earn yourself a badge, as well as a few custom emotes that can be used in live streams or premieres. With all that being said, we're honored to be put in the position that we're in, and we'll continue to grind out as we come closer and closer to Hytale's release. Thank you all tremendously for your support, and let's continue waiting. Bye-bye, and catch you later.
I can take it to around here and when I can't beg you. I can't beg you.